Hello and welcome. We are going to do another map review here, and the map we're going to be looking at is something known as Inheritance. This map has actually been around a little while. It's been essentially a beta map up until very recently, in the last few days. So we're actually looking at version 1.01 of the map, which is essentially a post-beta release, I guess. This map has a little bit of a backstory to it. So this will be in the show, the video description and so on. But essentially, the backstory is you've inherited this map, this farm, from a woman who saved the life of them, and you get this farm, and it's in a you kind of have this large farm of 1,000 hectares, and essentially you're basically working on that, as it were. So we're going to load up the map. Check out, there are a couple of little errors as this loads. I kind of noticed these earlier. So there's a couple of things with a trigger there, and something on save loads on the kind of the save load, as it were, that basically something's just not there that's in the default save. Okay, so let's, oops, we don't actually do it at this point, sorry. Too early, a bit too keen. Flight mode, need to be logged into the actual map. Too keen. So let's take a look around the map. First off, let's have a look at the fields. So we've got some pretty large fields here, some absolutely massive fields. The cows and your starting point is clustered here in the dead center. The sheep and the chickens are way over here for some reason. I can't see the pigs. I may be going blind, but I can't see. Ah, there they are. I am going blind. Right in the middle too. So the sheep are a bit away. The chickens, for some reason, are way over here. We've got huge fields. We've got all of the selling points down here and around here. I am not sure how we get to those because I cannot see any roads on this map. This PDA view doesn't show any roads. Standard fruit types. We own fields 1, 2, 3 and 6. There are 18 total fields. Apparently there's 1,000 hectares of space on this map. This is possibly not unsurprising because field 5, 11, 13 are huge, and 15 is pretty big too. So there could be some interesting times with those fields. Let's take a look. The selling points we have, we have 13 sell points. We have no animals in the beginning. We have 50 million in storage capacity, which, given the size of those fields and potential yield, you might need that. So let's kind of take a look at the starting equipment. Oops. Didn't want to do that. Wrong button. So, starting equipment, we have a New Holland 8340, a Case 1455 XL, a Case 1455 XL again, so two of those. We have a Case 1660 axial flow combine, and a 14-foot header. That really doesn't seem big enough. We have a Metaltech DB8 trailer, also doesn't seem big enough. We have a Kuhn cultivator and a Great Plains seeder. And we have a pickup truck. That is all the equipment that we have on this farm. That's the starting equipment, but we've got some pretty big fields to start with. Let's just quickly have a look at something. So Let's go. Field 1 looks weird. So field 1, I'm not even sure what the extent of field 1 is, but I think it's a grass pasture. We'll check that out in a minute. What we'll do is we'll go here. Kind of have a look. So field 1 apparently is this. I am not sure how we have this as a field. It's got trees on it. This is the cow pasture. Okay, so this is tagged as a field, but it's not. It's definitely the cow pasture. That is weird. Okay, maybe the numbering's wrong. Okay, I'd have to open this up with the Giants editor to actually figure out what's going on with this. Anyway, let's take a look. This is a cow pasture. We spawned in the middle of that. It's not a good idea. This is a cow shed. Feeding location. There is a silage clamp there. There's a gate to the fields up there. I don't like the look of that lip. There is a tiny little cattle grid, but I don't like the look of the lip there. Manure storage and sorry. Maybe they wanted to push the middle of that down so it makes it look a little less odd. We've got, I'm guessing this is where you pick up your milk if you're going to sell it. There you go. A couple of buckets and what have you. That's your milking shed, which actually looks kind of cool. That's more like a milking shed you would actually have because you've got more than one cow milking at a time. Okay, so we have a barn here as well. So this is on the farm. Let's look around. Got some big sheds. We've got the combine and we've got another little storage shed over there. This is the silo, which looks pretty huge. Well, it should be for 50 million storage. We've got a storage shed over there, a little farmhouse, another shed over there, and there's a tractor in it. This is the water fountain. This is I actually like the shed. This is kind of cool. It's huge. It's kind of cool with all the lighting in the top. That is nice. I like that. What do we have here? Interesting the way they've done this. So you've got your seed and all that kind of what have you there. You've got your there's a silo there, there's a silo here. There's a seed location here, and there's fuel, seed, and what have you. We've got another storage shed. I'm not liking that roof though, it's very white. That white, and it actually kind of looks a bit weird from a distance. It's actually made my eyes look a little bit weird. We have a shed over here. Got fertilizer there. This shed has a little walk up section. It's like a workshop. Can we go up here? Yes, we can. It would have been kind of cool to have something up there, but anyway. What else do we have on the farmyard? Well, there's some pallets of wood over here for some reason. I am not sure why. Maybe they're building more farm buildings. There's a lot of space on this farmyard. One of the things I am noticing that the map is mostly flat, although that bit does go uphill a little bit, but it is quite flat in places. The farmyard is kind of big, so there's lots of space. So you could put some placeables down on here. You know, there's a couple of spaces here. This is nice big space. So you definitely could customize the yard a little bit over and above what's here already. There's something odd in the distance. That could just be that's a railway line. I see. So there's a railway line here as well. It goes right through the middle of the farm. Now the road is raised. Is there any kind of grain pickup on this. Could we fill up the train from here? That is a question. So there's some kind of little yard thing here. I'm not sure what that is. That's like a fuel yard. Apparently those are tins or tanks of dog, whatever dog is. Maybe no relation to cat, as in caterpillar. So that's kind of the farm. And there's a railway line which kind of goes. I'm trying to figure this out actually. So okay, it's kind of going east-west through the middle of the farm. It's going this way, so I'm guessing it goes around down here, maybe. I don't know. There are roads, obviously. They're just not shown on the map. So there's a road here, but it's definitely going up here. Let's take a look at the pigs, which are all the way over here. So we've got this pretty big pigsty. Usual sort of story. We've got slurry over there, manure there, and I'm looking for the feeding troughs. They are over here. This is close by to a grain silo and a little railway station. So this is actually pretty close to the farm. Just not, yeah, so that kind of, where the train line kind of veered off to the left, this is it. This is where we can drop off grain and the like, have the train system haul it for us. There's also something, oh no, that's just the roadway. So there's definitely, so basically here, there's something here that we can do in a sense. When we get in the air, I think we'll probably see a little bit more of what's on the ground. This PDA map is not particularly good. Let's check out the sheep pasture. So this is all the way over here. Fairly straightforward. Feeding trough and so on. Walls over there. There's a very long and windy dirt track. A very bumpy by the looks of it too. Kind of goes off into the hillside. Up towards field 9. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Let's head to the chickens and see why the chickens are over here. The chicken coop is in the middle of... I see. The chicken coop's at somebody's house. All the way up here. That's intriguing. It's intriguing. There's also a bridge. There's a big suspension bridge going off into nowhere, effectively. Because that's the edge of the map. Somewhere over here. Okay. Let's head down to Stoughton Sawmill. This looks like the standard Giants sawmill. Sell point for wood. We've got a lot of forest around here. So wood chip and wood. And we have got a big forest around this point. So we are here, and this, I guess, is all forest. We will check that by just taking to the air. And so we look over in that direction. Yep, trees, trees, trees. Although there's something hidden over there. I think that's the biogas plant, which is actually on the map. We've got trees, we've got trees, we've got trees. We've got some dead trees. There's a couple of huts in there. There's a railway yard, and yep, that is trees. Strangely, they've got some annoying trees there, and some dead annoying trees, some dead trees, and some live trees. So spruces you can attack with a Scorpion King, and then you've got some maples or oaks or whatever you've got to basically take down with something else. That's the BGA over there. which we'll visit shortly. Free fall parachute to the ground, and let's head to, actually we're going to go south and then we're going to go west, so let's go to Gomez Ridge access. So some very odd looking cows, but anyway they look kind of flat, but anyway, Gomez Ridge access, sell point. There is a road, there's also a petrol station. So there is a road out here. It kind of looks like it goes through the mountain, because we've got a, or is that the railway line? Oh, that is the railway line. So there's a, it goes around and the railway line goes through. So the trains might be pretty handy in this neck of the woods, although I don't know how we'd actually get it off. To unload here. But yes, there is a railway line. Let's go to the biogas plant. Okay, above ground silo king, my pet hate. We have side clamps. Do these work? Well, they're not showing up on the thing. Maybe it's just my machine. No, that one is, yes, I pressed that from before. I was trying to say, so there's quite a few size clamps on here. Yeah, so there's definitely a few size clamps, 1, 2 there, and then there's basically these, what, 4, 5 there. Standard, basically 2017 farming sims BGA. Pretty much no other services here. Lots of woodland ahead of us. Let's go down to Mary's farm. Again, another sale point. Do we sell anything else here? We might be able to sell manure here as well. And slurry too. Again, edge of woodland there. Not so big woodland, some small. This looks like some fields, but they're not our fields. There must be fields relating to these that are not actually serviceable by us. Okay, so right agribusiness next up. Again, sale point just a little bit further down the valley. Railway line is key, running past. Again, little fields of stuff. Let's head to the shop. So what have we got? This is a, oh no, there's a big lot here. So there is the shop and the lot in front of it. Standard Morgan's massive motors. They're of fine farming equipment. We've got a little town essentially nestled here. We've got a mill, Maplefield Mill. Sale point looks like it's rail only. Yep, it's a rail only sale point in the middle of town. Spinnery is here. Kind of standard spinnery model from Goldcrest. There's another rail yard here. Actually, there's a lot crammed into this tiny space. There's the bakery over here. I'm guessing there's a sell point for the bakery somewhere. Buy an ice cream. Should we have an ice cream? Yep, sell point around the back. There's the kind of another sell point here, I'm guessing. Potentially this is a sell point. Further down the little valley is Vitera. What is this? Not sure what they are, but they are a sell point. Oats. It says Peace Country Oats. Yet there is no oats on this map. We have got the animal dealer. And what's this? Pacific Gold Coast Pacific Grain, which is a sell point. And strangely enough, Okay, this is a little bit weird because we're in a valley, and according to the map, whoa, I've fallen in. According to the map, and I'm just rolling over here. According to the map, there's basically green and thing. There is a boat. Actually, this is kind of cool, although we can't get into it. We're at the bottom of the water here. That's stuck. That's not going anywhere because he's beached. That boat is beached. It's literally beached on the thing. There we are. But there is essentially a cargo container vessel there. We are stuck, by the way, so we're going to have to. We're all the way down here. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so that's a cargo container. This is a big yard, by the way, a huge yard. It would be cool if there was a little bit more down here. But yes, there is a very large yacht vehicle, container there. The PDA on this definitely needs updating. So we're going to nip to the farm because I need a vehicle. And I'm going to bring up Courseplay and just take a look at Courseplay's field sizes. So the fields we own, so we own field 2. According to this, actually, no, field 2, there's field 2, there's no field 1 according to this, which is weird, has 16 hectares. That's quite big. Field 3 is 25. Field 6 is 40. And that's all the fields that Courseplay can find. So apparently there's a field 1, but we don't seem to have that. I don't know where that field is, which is weird. So something might need fixing there. So those are kind of the major points on the map. We're going to do a quick look at some of those big fields. I'm intrigued to see how big they are. So let's take a look at field 5. Here we are on field 5. Let's bring up the size. It's 258 hectares in size, and it will cost you 20 million to buy. That's a lot. That harvest will make you $1 million though, if you do it in time. It's huge though. Let's have a look at field 11. Field 11. We'll look at 13 as well, but we'll definitely look at 11. Field 11 is 194 hectares. It's only going to pay you, however, 204,000 to basically fertilize that field. It will cost you 15 million to buy it. That's a bigger field. What's this one? This is field 13. Again, 130 hectares. Cost you 10 million to buy, and it won't make you very much money if you do that job for him. So those two fields are huge, and this one too. And field 15, which is just over here, field 15 is 101 hectares. So when they said there was 1,000 hectares on this map, they weren't kidding. There's literally the best part of 600-700 hectares in there alone, and then all these other ones sort of fill in the gaps. So yes, this has got some staggeringly big fields, literally huge, and with that I think we will call it a day. Just this one's got potatoes on it. That will take years to harvest, by the way. With standard equipment, that will basically take forever. Yes, you won't ever harvest that sucker. So with that, we'll end. I hope this map review has been useful to you. If it has, please hit the like button, and the details for the map download and everything else will be in the description of the video, as usual. If you would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button, and with that I wish you all well, and thank you and goodbye.